Okay.
Now, let's come to the T-shirt you're wearing. As a campaigner on right to food in Nigeria, can you explain to us what this campaign is all about, the reason for launching it, what is its mandate, what is it set to achieve?
This campaign, called National Campaign on Right to Food in Nigeria, derives from the critical observation that we have made, that even though farmers are working so much, marketers of food are working so much, the population is doing its best, but the policy environment is not good enough for them to achieve the maximum benefits from all their efforts. So this policy environment is what we looked at and tried to find out what is wrong with the policy environment for food. Okay. The policy environment for food security is wrong in the sense that both the policy authorities, implementers, formulators of government policies, and the people themselves have a wrong perception of what food is. And that wrong perception is that they see food as a mere human need, something human beings need to survive, living and die later. Whereas we see it as a fundamental human right, as God made it right from the womb of the mother, that He packaged a perfect food situation in the womb of the mother for that baby to exist. And when he comes to life, or she comes to life, He also packages in the breast milk of the mother completely perfect food. And that is not the situation that goes on from there. So we now say we want to change the people's mindset from seeing food, the notion of food as a mere human need, to the notion of food as a fundamental human right.
Well, the
latest difference between them, we will talk about it later.
The latest World Hunger Index published by IFPRI, International Food Policy Research, indicates that as of last year to 2017, with an index of 25.5, Nigeria ranked 84th among 119 countries in the category of serious hunger prevalence. What's your take on that?
Yes, it's a shame that if they assemble some 190 countries of the world, Nigeria is poorest in food situation to the extent of occupying the 94th position. That is bad enough. And it gives the whole world a concern that this is a food poor country. That is my take. And that one makes the GDP of Nigeria
that's one of your pictures, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
What were you guys doing here?
Yes, we visited the director of the Sustainable Development Center of the UNIZIK, Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Okada, and he's taking a photograph with us. He happens to be the chairman of our organization called Farm and Infrastructure Foundation.
So what exactly, you guys just went there to create awareness, or probably?
Yes, we are in Anambra State generally. Last week we were in Edo State generally. So in Anambra State, as we did in Edo State, we are creating awareness and sensitizing authorities to the need to change the notion of people from...
when you visited ABS.
Yes, from seeing food as a mere need to seeing food as a human right, thereby urging them to convince the National Assembly to pass the bill we have promoted since 2010, which is now at the level of the House Committee on Constitutional Review and Senate Committee on Constitutional Review for so many years.
All right, before we talk about that, or we still come to that, you made mention of people seeing food as just human need, and now you want to change their mindset to see it as their human right. Now, I want you to give us like a brief explanation. What's the difference from seeing food as human need and then as a right?
Thank you very much. A need, your need, is something that you are responsible for finding for yourself. If you don't succeed in doing so, and somebody like government supports you to meet your need, is doing you favor, is doing you charity, is born out of that type of behavior. Such that if it does not support you with good policies for you to meet your need, is inconsequential to anybody. You cannot take him up. And that is what the Constitution does by putting food security in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, where it is inconsequential if government does not help us to achieve our food security. But if it is a right, if it's moved from Chapter 2 to Chapter 4, where fundamental human rights that are justiciable are listed, what it means is that it is a mandate of the government to bring out policies that will help you to meet your need. Not necessarily to give you food directly, but to create the policy environment for you to do so.
Like jobs and all that?
All the programs they run, the ACTA of this world, the D-Free, the Green Revolution, that are failing from session to session, is the responsibility for them to succeed. If the regime of right is established and the program of government does not help you to meet your need, people have the right to ask questions, to challenge government, and place concrete demand of their own by right to government to bring it to order, to do policies only that will help people to meet their rights.
All right, now the government is just expected to go by this policy, right?
The government is expected to create a good policy environment, because it is the bad policy environment that makes us to fail policy-wise since 1960, moving from one policy to another. So we want to correct that policy environment. Our campaign is not saying right to food for government to give people food freely. That's not the idea. The idea is to create a right regime, an environment of right policy regime that will enable farmers to work well, marketers, men and women, to do their enterprises fine, so that they will be enabled to meet their natural rightful.
All right, from your own assessment or research so far, is the only policy environment that is a factor that is responsible for the food insecurity we have right here in Nigeria?
No. It's not only policy environment. We are just trying to be focused. The other environment that is not right is the technology environment. By the time you join technology environment to policy environment, all problems of food security will be addressed. But for us, we see that there is good intention in the policy, in the technology environment. Things are improving. We have the technologies there, the tractors are there, this and that. But even the technology policy environment, the environment that will make that technology to work well, reach the farmer, and so on and so forth, and market to function well, such environment does not exist. So we are focusing the policy environment for now, knowing fully well that the technology environment is also improving. All right, which you are very much interested in. The essence is that it's not necessarily to be taking government to court. But once FOI bill comes into operation, you will observe that if you go to a government agency, it's now mandatory, and they are on their toes to make sure that what they have as information, they give you. If they don't have, they offer explanation to you. This is because it's already a matter of law and right. But if we operate in need, the government does not do it, they will say you go away. So we want the citizens to enjoy it as a right, and that is the basic thing. Societies in advanced countries are governed by giving rights to the people. Even the United Nations is constructed on the principle of fundamental human rights.
Beauty.
fulfill. No going back. I said no going back. We 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 said no going back. Tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. Tell our makers, we said no going back. 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 We said tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. I said no going back. We 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 are not back. We said no going back. I tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. Tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. I tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. We said tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. Tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. I am going back. We said I'm going back. We will never go back. We will never go back. I tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. Tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. I tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. Tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. I tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill. I to fulfill. I tell our makers, let them pass the right to fulfill.
Passed at the National Assembly is there. Specifically, sir, we would like your assembly, the Anambra State Assembly, to pass a motion that it will be sent to National Assembly that this bill should be passed. We know that because it's a constitutional bill, amendment bill, when the National Assembly finishes its work, we are coming back to the state for your concurrence, and we are sure we will get that. Therefore, we have little to remain here for you to kindly deliver to Her Excellency, the Honorable Speaker of this House, who received us very, very well on a courtesy call yesterday. Give her our regard and our loyalty to this House. We thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor G.P. Ayola, the leader of Right to Food campaign. Now I want one of the Nollywood stars, Prince Uche Ndiwe, to talk to us.
Thank you. Good morning, member of the House. My name is Prince Uche Ndiwe. In conclusion to what Prof just said, all we demand is for the passage of the bill. Not be so. Not so. It's just a demand. We're not negotiating. We should be negotiating. The right to food should be the simplest thing. The simplest. It should not be politicized. We are asking them to stop playing politics with our stomach, with food. Food is something you can offer to anybody. Let the government just give the enabling environment for food to be available to us. And as a body, as vibrant youths, like the prof said, this body can mobilize nationwide to vote out any lawmaker that doesn't support this. The right to food is so simple, sir. That is all we demand. They have not come to bamboozle anybody, but just to demand. We make this demand in good faith for you and for us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Right.